There we are. Hey, hello everyone. Good to see you this morning. Glad you're here. Glad you're online. You've tuned into Coffee with Wes for Wednesday, May the 14th, 2025. It started to say you turned into, but you didn't turn into Coffee with Wes. You tuned in to Coffee with Wes. That'd be kind of ridiculous. Illogical to be turning into something for sure. Anyway, I digress. Let's gather around the table here this morning, get you a cup of coffee. It's nice and hot, and it's tasting good today. I don't know what it is, but it's tasting good today. And really enjoying the morning. The sun has come out. It's gotten warm. It's supposed to be in the 80s, I think, today. So maybe that'll push some of that all that dampness and wetness away. I just make it kind of muggy, I'm sure. But we're used to that in Southern Illinois. Humidity is right there with us. Anyway, we're gonna continue our account today, our story today, and you're not gonna believe what happens next. And so let me catch you up on it real quick, if I may. So Naaman is the successful Syrian commander, right? He's the military leader of the nation, if you will, of Syria, or Aram, as it's referred to in our scripture today. And he's very successful, but he has this skin disease. It's referred to as leprosy here in our account. And suddenly, all of his wealth and all of his power, all of his prestige, all of the accolades, all of the accomplishments, everything that he has, every success that he's had in life doesn't mean anything. I mean, it doesn't mean anything at all. His bank account doesn't mean anything because he has this disease, and it's shameful and it's isolating, and he doesn't know what to do. All the things we have in life, we don't have them. We just use them. And after we go, somebody else picks up and they use them in our place. Anyway, upon the advice of his wife's servant girl, we don't even know her name, he heads to Israel, to Samaria, looking for Elisha and a cure. And that's a big deal in and of itself. And you need to read about that. If you go to 2 Kings chapter 5, you read that whole chapter. It's really a lot going on there. So he looks for Elisha. He's looking for a cure. He arrives. He finds out. He goes to the king first, finds out where Elisha is at. And when he arrives, he arrives in this great entourage. I mean, there's camels and I don't know, all kinds of animals and all kinds of people because he's a big deal. He's a big deal. So when he arrives at Elisha's place, Elisha doesn't even come out. He doesn't even show his face. What he does is he just tells his servant, gives instructions to his servant Gehazi. Well, Naaman feels insulted. He feels disrespected. He feels belittled. All those thoughts go through his mind because he's a man of great pride, great ego. And so he doesn't take Elisha's advice very well. This is how he responded. This is our verse for today, 2 Kings 5, verse 12. This is what he says. Because Elisha told him, he said, now listen, you go to the Jordan River, you dip in the river 7 times, and then you'll be healed of your leprosy. This is what he says. He says, aren't the rivers of Damascus, the Abana, and the Pharpar better than any of the rivers in Israel? Why shouldn't I wash in them and be healed? So Naaman turned and went away in a rage. Come all this way for nothing. And the Jordan River, in comparison to those rivers of Damascus, was a very poor river, very murky river. And so he says, why did I even bother coming all this way? Okay, so today's big idea is this. Obedience sometimes feels foolish. Obedience to God sometimes feels foolish, but it leads to life. So Naaman questioned the choice of the Jordan River. He saw it as inferior to the rivers of his homeland in Damascus. But his resistance wasn't really about the river. His resistance was over the absurdity of the command. Who ever heard of going into a dirty river and dipping yourself in it 7 times and be healed? And, that just didn't seem logical, wasn't rational at all. And so, for us, sometimes God's ways, the way that God is pointing us or leading us seems illogical to us. I mean, why dip 7 times? Why go to the Jordan? Yet it's often the foolishness of God that brings the key to unlocking exactly what we need. And so the question is, will we obey God even when it doesn't make sense? That's a big question. Will we obey God even when it doesn't make sense? Here's the thought for today. The question isn't whether God's instructions are logical, but it's whether we trust God enough to obey anyway. And so rather, when we're experiencing or sensing the leadership and the direction of the Lord, the question really isn't, well, does this seem logical? Is this even rational? That's not the right question. The right question is, are we going to obey it? Are we going to do it? And that's what we have to decide. So that's what we have to think about today as you go through your day. God, as you listen for God's instructions, don't ask the question, well, is that logical? Does that even make sense? No, the question you ask is, am I going to do it anyway? Okay, folks, that's what we have for today on this Wednesday morning, in May the 14th. I hope I said it was Wednesday earlier. I don't know what I said. But anyway, I hope you have a great day and get everything done today so you can kind of set sail into the weekend beginning Thursday. Wouldn't that be great if you had most of your work done today and you just kind of slide into the weekend? All right, folks, see you again real soon. Bye for now.